dollars is what actually ended up being the raffle. About close to $150,000 is what the winner actually ended up having. And ironically enough, shout out to the Connors, the wife sold me 2 tickets to the game on Saturday. I gave to somebody, and they ended up winning it. She was the one that ended up winning it. So cool for them, from El Dorado and all of that. And
it's like she should be in position to hit you back with that Venmo or something, Just
I was kind of like half joking about like, hey, get that, but who knows when they actually get that check? It could be next year for all we know. So, but either way, it was a topic of discussion. A lot of things were talked about with what it was going to do, and I'll admit it was a lot more than I thought it would be. It really caught on during the baseball series itself, because I want to say, guys, that going into the first game, it was like 50,000, maybe at most, maybe less than that. Mm-hmm. And then it ended up ballooning day over day over day, and ended up having a huge, reception. And the people that were there at the game actually ended up winning, which was really cool. We got a big old check and all of that. But either way, I think that a lot of people also wanted to discuss, of course, the Hunter Yurachek tweet. It's kind of small to see here on the screen, but he tweeted out, he said, well, I guess we knew what we were doing after all. Congrats to the winner and all those who worked so hard to make it happen. Our state legislature, the Razorback Foundation, our departments, external team, our legal counsel, and our game day volunteers. #1Razorback, as that's what the Razorback Raffle ended up being. But either way.
Hey, how about shout out to all the Razorback fans that donated to the cause there, the Razorback fans that continue to fund everything going on here. And then maybe we don't make a low rent shot at arguably your biggest donor that you have. It's just, why do we have to operate that way? Because this was cool. This was a good thing. This was way more successful than I think they probably thought it would be, than I thought it would be. This is awesome stuff. The Razorback fans deserve the flowers here for being all in on this. And, why does this have to be about you, bro? You got to have thicker skin than that. If you're going to be the boss of this thing, and you still got this entity out there who, was trying to help, and like it didn't work out for a multitude of different reasons. But how do you think they feel right now, seeing that tweet right there, and they're still, investing or donating millions of freaking dollars to the cause? It's like you're not giving the fan base, who just donated $300,000 damn dollars to this thing, in the middle of a random baseball series in May, as if everybody's just rolling in dough out here. And then you're going to take a shot at these. I mean, what are we doing? It just would have been a success, and that would have been all right.
Yeah, Curtis, you're absolutely right that the fans obviously deserve a lot of credit, deserves to be celebrated. And also, their part of the equation was never in question. We never questioned the likelihood that Hog fans would step up and participate in a raffle. That was the whole premise we talked about all along. We knew that this would be a big success, and we felt like, hey, this could be an opportunity for you to really make a lot of money for NIL. That's the part of the conversation we wanted to have. We never said, hey, you're only going to raise money if Carlton does it. We just thought, hey, if Carlton does it, maybe we can make the most possible money and it would go directly to NIL. All this. This is a straw man argument, and it's shifting the conversation and making it about something that would, like, that's, nobody ever was like, hey, y'all aren't going to be able to make a lot of money doing a raffle. You're like, we're the ones who gave you the damn idea.
Yeah. Yeah. I was so annoyed by that. Like,
that's the word,
because it's for all the reasons you said, Curtis, but this comes across as just the thing that we've talked about, how fans feel. This came across as you would rather be right than do what's right. And you're so petty about this, where I understand maybe some things went on, maybe some things were said. It got political, all of this stuff. But as an athletic director, you are essentially a politician yourself, because one of your main jobs is fundraising. That's what one of your main things to do is. Yes, you hire and fire coaches. Yes, you run the athletic department, but you got to make money. You got to fundraise money. And to do that against SARACEN, who is very evident, it's not like, oh, we just say we're giving a lot of money. No, you can't walk anywhere on that campus in any of those athletic facilities without seeing the SARACEN logo, because it shows how much they give. And you just take a shot like that. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Why? Why was that necessary? Why would you do that? You could have just said nothing. You could have just said, hey, look how great this was. Look, we appreciate everybody. But you took a shot for no reason. You're just snarky, petty, nonsense where it's not about what's right. It's not about fans. It's about you being right. That's all you care. It's about you being right and you flexing your muscles on something so dumb that, you listen, 140 some odd $1,000. That's awesome. That can probably afford the left leg of a 5-star linebacker that you could probably use. But the thing is, it's not going to go towards the left leg. It's going to go towards other stuff too. I just was really disappointed in that. I know that I have been critical and we have been critical of Hunter Yurachek. I'm not the biggest fan of his right now. And I get that and I accept that. But I just felt like this was so stupid and petty and completely and totally useless. Like this did nothing but do more damage to how people feel and how people view. Because not only that, guys, real quick, but I understand this was a shot at Saracen, Carlton, all that. But there is a lot of fans in the state of Arkansas that are on the same side with Carlton and Saracen that feel the same way. And essentially, you were taking a shot at them too. You're taking a shot at them and be like, oh, yeah, your criticisms, well, we know what we're doing. I guess you guys are a bunch of idiots. Man, it almost goes back to what we talked about before. The arrogance, the from your pedestal, looking down upon everybody else. It just was really disappointing. And it could have been something just so cool, but then he had to almost like sour it with that tweet at the end of it. So just disappointing that that's what it was handled.
And like you said, it ruins what should have just been like a cool thing that we could all point to and be like, hey, you know what? They raised a ton of money. I think it's the largest raffle in college baseball, which I'm sure it wasn't a huge amount before, but it's like, that's a cool thing. And it also makes you think, man, what could they do if they do this thing right during football season? Like what could be the ceiling on this thing? But instead it's like taking a victory lap for, the meme of the guy who's standing on third base or, they're like, it's everyone's standing, they win their award. He's in like 9th place and he's celebrating and popping champagne. It's like, that's what's happening right now. It's like, dude, it's not about, hey, we all did this. Let's keep doing this. Let's make a bunch of money. It's like doing a victory lap after one victory is crazy.
Yeah, it is, man. And, but we'll see how it goes in the football season. It could end up being great for them and all of that, but just want to reiterate to everybody out there and so everybody understands. And this is my main thing, because I know we'll have some more chats to get into. If you want to know what it goes towards, it does not go to NIL, quote unquote. It goes towards foundation. It goes to compensation for student athletes, scholarships, financial aid, all of that. But as the Rule 6 says here, general support of the institution of higher education's athletic teams or programs, which that can mean anything, as well as purchase, maintenance, repair, debt service, or construction of the institution of higher education, collegiate athletic property, facilities, and equipment. So for those of you who played it that thought it was all towards NIL, it's not. So just want to make sure that everybody understands
like
that.
Which a lot of people.
Best case, a portion of it can go towards revenue share, which is not,
Mm-hmm.
So,
exactly right.
Yeah, that's true. And
it's something you're going to have to pay anyway.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly right. And it just sucks, man, because it is like this thing was going through courts and legal channels and everything like that. And like people are going to be upset, when this happens. But, like Carlton didn't take his ball and go home after this. He didn't pull all of his, you know what I mean? And so at some point, just kind of let bygones be bygones or whatever, I guess. I don't know that there was a need that you can take your victory lap without doing that, but whatever. I don't care. I'm more upset about the fan aspect of it because they're the one, like the same fans who, that represent the people who've also been taking the shots at Hunter and everything. First of all, that's just what happens when you're an athletic director. If your football program stinks and they want the coach out and he's not getting fired, you're going to catch heat for it. If if NIL is a problem and you're supposed to be the guy raising the funds, you're going to catch heat for it. You got to have thick skin in this business. And you also got to have a little bit of awareness, man. He could have, at the bare minimum, when he's thanking everybody else, like thank the fans over the course of the last 4 days who raised nearly $300,000 to this cause that is going to help us do something we haven't otherwise been able to do ourselves. That's what irritates me about it.
Yeah. And then also it's like, this is not a good time to antagonize the fan base.
No,
especially entering a football season that is going to have a lot of pressure on it and going to have you and a lot of other people's jobs on the lines. It's like, I don't know if you want to piss off, supporters and the fans, and definitely not, ones that have a lot of money and the fans that maybe don't have a lot of money, but still put what they had towards you. I would want to be thanking them and being on their side and not creating these little battles everywhere I can.
Yeah. And last question I'll have, because I know we'll get to some of the chats that people have. I just have for you guys. And if I'm being, because I can be sometimes very petty myself and look at the stupid things that are small that bother me. But if I'm wrong about this, let me know. But I feel like it's also kind of weird that they don't do a live drawing for it. I know they said they have this like random number randomizer that they do, but I've always felt like raffles, they do those things, the live drawings live. So that way everyone knows there's no rigging. There's no, it's like, hey, here's the number right here. Like that was something that I was a little bit like, because, I made the joke that if I had put money in and they had pulled my number and saw I won, then there ain't no way I'm just seeing a dime of that money. But, like, or if it's like, hey, the winner is Ozzy Maverick. I mean, come on, man. Like, we couldn't really go down that route. So that would be another thing I'd also suggest. Do a live drawing, because to keep from any sort of rigging happening.
U of A, you've got to show us by giving us a controversial raffle winner.
Oh, man. That would be
the Dallas Mavericks need to win the next one that they do. So.
Oh, man. All right. A few of your chats here, folks. Appreciate everybody jumping in. Heartbroken Hog, appreciate the super chat, man. He says, Hunter Yurachek shouldn't brag about Jack poop emoji. Until we can afford a top 25 recruiting class, that clown doesn't care if we become a G5 football team.
I mean, again, this is kind of what I feel about the whole, like, doing a victory lap this early in the thing and being like, in the context of the world we live in the athletic world that we live in college sports, like kind of getting cocky after making whatever it was, $150,000 for your athletic department, knowing that everyone thought this was going towards being a game changer in NIL, where 150,000 means nothing, and it's not even going towards that. It's like, it's just very tone deaf. It's just very weird that it's like, oh yeah, sticking your chest out after this. It's like, you think that's gonna like all of a sudden get everyone to be like, wow, this athletic department's crushing it now, man.
Yeah. I wouldn't think, but I did like this from Marcus. He said Hunter's tweet was like Houston Dale Nutt saying, I called that play, brother. I was like, yep. Yeah, you know how to appeal my heart.
In a way.
Also, Hog On, it says the raffle fix was in after Vattel wasted 6 hours in the mound visits and pitching changes to get the numbers up. Dude, that's great.
Had nothing else to do but donate some more money, man.
Dude, what was the total game time this weekend? 10 hours? Like at least 10 hours. I mean, game one was over 4, right?
Mm-hmm. It was either like, over 4, right at 4. Like it was really right there.
And then game 3 was pretty long too, man. I think it was about 4 hours. Like they played for about 10, 12 hours this weekend. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, they had to have all the mound visits and the challenges and the rewrapping, the spraying of the bats. I mean, you got to get those things done, man. I mean, what can you expect? That's what baseball's all about. That's what people come to see. Transplanted Texan says Blake Edens would get you back with that Venmo, John. Wait, nah, he would give all of his winnings back to the foundation, to each of his or her own, if they don't follow suit. So, I think that he's talking about his tweet. I took his tweet as more of just like Blake's just saying, I'm trying to help the school win and whatever it takes to win. I don't know if he was basically like, oh no, I'll just give it back to right where it came from. I think it was more of like, I'm going to give it to where it needs to go to us to win, not to go to facilities or go to paying janitors, go out there to what it takes to win. So
I don't think that's my boy
Blake. Gotcha. Also, yeah, okay. I guess we talked about this, but David was like, of that $150,000 or whatever to the university, how much of that really goes to NIL? None. I mean, or it could be none, could be all. We don't know. Unfortunately, could be whatever they want it to be. And also, I thought there was another chat that there was. Oh, I love how we get to football and everything. But hey, shout out to Michelle. She says she can't listen at work, but she's glad to see the lights are still on over there. Stay safe, y'all. So
stay tuned. And so, in a few hours, when you're trying to creep on me and Slim on the Ring camera, you ain't gonna be able to do it. You just have to trust us to take care of the household.
Yeah. Michelle leaves the house for 36 hours and just utter chaos ensues.
Yep.
I mean, honestly,
if the power goes out, then Curtis just becomes a caveman from from prehistoric times, where he's just face painting the walls and starting fire in the living rooms. Like, yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Crazy.
Yeah. Also, I like this from Hogani, because he was talking about, does anyone have a count of pickoffs from 2 first this weekend? Dude, I know for a fact it was at minimum 60. At minimum 60. I know that for a fact.
I think the game 1 total was around 30. Like, I think someone actually did do a thing on it, or at least for one of the games. And it was like 27, 28. Like, it was up there for game one. And so 60 sounds about right. Which, by the way, that was a huge thing people talked about coming into the series. They were like, you think Tennessee doesn't know how to hold on runners, so you think Arkansas is going to steal a bunch of bases? Arkansas did steal, I think, 4 bases, which took them from 16th in the SEC to 14th in the SEC. So this team's got some wheels now.
Yep, they do. They do. I also love the fact that like almost all of those pickoffs, if not like probably 90% of them, weren't like, oh, darts to get over there and get it real quick. It was kind of just like throwing it over there just to push them back. It's like,
well, and then you had the most controversial balk call of all time, where Wes Rucker was like, they need to throw this umpire in prison. Did y'all see his tweet?
Yes.
He was like, they should release a statement apologizing for this. And I'm like, for a balk call? All the bad calls we see in every sport every week, you think they're going to put out a statement because of a balk, which a rule that nobody even knows what it means? You think that's the one they're going to apologize for? Get out of here, bro.
Oh man,
I did. Why does he insist on doing this? Yeah,
crazy.
Nobody won yesterday, guys. It's
hate one.
Yeah, I wanted to tweet at him like the office meme of why are you the way you are? Like, just why do you do this, man? Because that's what I was laughing about too. Is like you said, Andrew, is the balk call. If it was like a tag or an interference call or something that you could physically see, but yeah, if this is a balk, there's just like this needs to be addressed immediately. This cost Tennessee the game is kind of the vibe that ended up happening. So it was annoying.